Well, hey, welcome to our webinar today, Getting Ready for the Bear, How to Prepare Your Business Coaching Brokerage Practice. I should say how to prepare your business coaching practice or your business brokerage practice, as well as your clients to win big in a recession. And so my name is Eric Dumbach. I am the author of the Amazon bestseller, The $1 Million Business Coaching Firm, and the founder and CEO of Coach's Coach. And really excited just to be with some friends today. I've got Alan Melton with us already, and with any luck, we may have Andy Clark joining us momentarily. And wanted to do this webinar for all of you readers and clients of Coach's Coach because I think a week or two ago, I was in my coaching sessions with both Andy and Alan separately, and we got to talking about all the buzz and the noise we're hearing about the bull bear market cycle. And we got to talking about what we need to do to get ourselves ready, get our clients ready for the inevitable downturn, how to wisely invest our efforts as business coaches in our own practices, and also as we lead our clients in 2019 and then 2020 and beyond. Our conversation was so good that I wanted to get some of that recorded out to you so you can make some good quality decisions with your 2019 and into 2020, again, for your own businesses as well as your clients. Found Alan and Andy's perspective helpful. And so we're going to jump right into that. Let me show you what we're going to cover today. We're going to cover these things. What can we easily observe from the history of U.S. bear and bull markets since 1926? How well did you prepare yourself and your clients as a business coach or a business broker just before the last bear market started in 2008? And how well did you survive or thrive during that period, and what did you learn from it? So this is what I've asked Alan and Andy to comment on today. What are you doing right now to prepare your business coaching practice or your coaching and brokerage practice, in Alan's case, and your clients for the next bear market? And then what advice would you have for any business owners, coaches, and business brokers on the call as we head toward the bull market peak? So that's our agenda for today. I'm going to introduce Alan first while we wait for Andy to join. Alan is one of our certified coaches, founder of Small Business Coach. You can see the website here on the screen, and also founder of Empire Business Brokers in South Carolina. Alan has coached, thousands of small businesses over the years. Before he went into business brokerage and coaching, he co-founded and served as CEO of a company that he grew from 2 employees to 130 employees and 8.5 million in sales and profits in excess of 1.5 million per year. Upon selling to a publicly traded company, he gave more than $1 million to his employees. So a really impressive business background. And Alan, actually, let me press pause right here because Andy's joining. Andy, are you with us?
I am.
All right. Hey, welcome, sir.
Welcome. Thank you.
All right. So, hey, I've already begun, but the good news is the webinar file can be edited, right?
Good.
Yes. So I've already begun. I'm just going to get right into the flow. Alan's with us. I don't know if you guys, are you able to see each other at all or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can see you.
Okay.
Nice to meet you, Andy.
And you, Alan.
So Alan, one of the things I didn't put on this slide is I don't even know how much revenue are you banking per month on average between your business coaching practice and your brokerage, just to give our listeners a sense of how you're doing both of those.
I'll say in the $25,000 range. Obviously on the brokerage side, deals happen, sporadically. But as far as consistent revenue, about 25 a month.
Yeah. So you're doing that as a business coach while you're doing business brokerage from time to time, making some deals happen. So that's pretty awesome. So again, this is Alan. And then let me introduce Andy to you. Andy, another one of our certified coaches, is founder of Practice Building in the UK, which has become the most respected business coaching firm in the UK optical niche. He generates more than £30,000 a month in business coaching revenue and an additional £10,000 per month in other services. Andy, you just want to say anything about that? Maybe a little bit about the studio or the other services before we keep moving?
We found that the thing we couldn't coach people to do was get their marketing right, so we decided to do it for them. So I've set up an agency standard studio that they get as part of our services. So that's where the extra 10,000 comes from.
Yeah, really amazing to see how the agency has emerged from your coaching endeavors over the years. So well done on that. So that's Alan and Andy. And guys, let's just jump right into it. Let's start with this discussion on the bull and the bear market. So what can we easily observe from the history of the U.S. bear and bull market since 1926? And I want you guys to respond to this, but first, let me just interpret the data so people can see it. Obviously, we've got here is the U.S. market. Other markets around the world can tend to follow this, but as we look back here in the 50s, well, back in the 40s, we had that 13.9-year bull market, and then in the 50s, we had a bull market that lasted 15 years. So then in the 1980s, we had this 12.9-year bull market. And I was just in high school back then, so I barely remember that, kind of giving away my age here. And then in the 90s, we had a 12.8-year-long bull market, which then crashed in 2001, which all of us remember, a 5-year bull market. And then after the Great Recession hit us in 2008, we've been in the middle of this 9.6-year-long bull market. So let's just pause there. What do you guys think when you see this? What can we easily observe from the history of the bear and bull markets? Alan, I'll go to you first.
Well, it would seem that we are nearing the end of our bull market, or perhaps at the end of the bull market. I know Eric and I have talked in the past, and Eric's seen a number of indicators that 2020 is the year. Of course, none of us are soothsayers, but if you look at history, we've got one coming pretty soon.
Yeah, we were talking about this 2 weeks ago. I read a lot of macroeconomic news, and I am hearing this range. Most everybody's agreeing right now, hey, 2019 is probably going to be fine, and 2020 may be fine, but sometime in 2020, 2021, because of the cyclical nature of the business cycle, we could be facing something. So at the moment, to your point, I'm kind of regarding 2020 as a bonus year. If we stay in the bull cycle in 2020, to me, that's a bonus year. I'm looking for something, certainly by 2021, if not before. Andy, your thoughts on all this? You're over in the UK. What are your thoughts on all this?
Well, you can look at the cycles and predict them, but then other things will impose themselves upon you as we've got at the moment. So we're probably looking at a fairly hefty correction in the next couple of months with Brexit occurring. Business confidence and retail confidence is right down already, and we're already seeing what would feel like a bear now.
Yeah.
So other factors other than just the natural movement of the stock market will influence it. And it's not just UK Brexit, there's lots of other factors that will influence the stock market. Right
on. So I feel for you in the UK, you could have a double whammy depending on what happens in the near term with the combination of Brexit and kind of the natural business cycle. Well, let's go back in time a little bit. How well did you prepare yourself and your clients as a business coach? Andy, you were in the business as a business coach. Alan, I think you were brokering back then. But how well did you prepare yourself before the last bear market? So this would have been, in roughly 2007, 2008. What was your preparation like? And then if you want, the following question is, how well did you survive or thrive during that period? And what did you learn from it? So what was your preparation like? How did you do? What did you learn? So Alan, over to you first.
Okay. Well, I founded Small Business Coach Associates in 2002, and then Empire Business Brokers about 2 years later. And I was caught completely off guard. Honestly, I was a little bit fat and happy, and our brokerage business was doing well. I was involved in some nonprofits, ministries, and other things like that. And I just did not have my eye on the ball at all about the coming bear market. And so what happened on the broker side is the revenues just completely disappeared. On the buy side, the buyers lost their investable dollars and they exited the market. And the sellers determined that they weren't going to sell. And so they either battened down the hatches and said, we're going to have to hang in there for a few more years, or they closed their doors. And so the broker income literally disappeared. On the coaching side, on the other hand, I did have some clients that needed help during difficult times, even some that needed help that that wouldn't otherwise have done coaching. So we saw an uptick in our business coaching income and determined that we were going to build a solid base of coaching income at the time.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. So the business coaching practice, you actually experienced an uptick during the bear market.
That's right.
Which kind of carried you through the lean years in the brokerage practice. So that's good news. So, well, Andy, how about you? What was your experience in the run up in terms of preparation? And then, how did you do? Survive, thrive?
I'm with Alan that we didn't see this coming. If you look at the chart pre the 2008 drop, there's nothing in the numbers to say it was going to happen. What happened was an external factor, which was the banking crisis. And yeah, income dried up. The banks weren't lending money. Everything stopped. I was in the early phases of a one-man band coaching practice at that time. And fortunately, I specialized in sales and getting teams selling. And so I was actually very popular because people wanted to know how to make people, make the most out of their opportunities.
Yeah.
I was like Alan, though, I was unprepared for that one. And having been in business for a fairly long time, though, I knew that regardless of the market, there's always an opportunity in it.
Yeah.
You just have to change your message and what you say. So that has been very strong since then.
Yes. Yes, very well. Well, I love what you said right there, which is, obviously in a downturn in a bear market, everybody wants to know how to grow revenue because revenue is in short supply, and you are a beast when it comes to marketing and sales. So you were very busy. So that maybe leads into question number 4, which is, okay, so, and Alan, maybe back to you on this one first, but what are you doing right now to prepare your business coaching / brokerage practice and your clients for the next bear market? What are you doing right now? So Alan, your thoughts.
Well, you may be aware that we have 21 silver bullets that between time, team, and money that we focus on with our clients. And right now, with all of my existing clients and prospects, we are preparing for that, strengthening the business, getting it ready for that overdue bear market. And some of the silver bullets that we're focused in on, obviously, tactical marketing. It becomes more and more important that business owners are experts in the area of marketing. And so, and then secondly, we're aiming our clients toward more recession-proof targets as far as clients go, negotiating longer-term contracts. And so on the marketing side, we're really keying the business owner up and developing those targets that are likely going to carry them through the tough times. And so in addition to that, you've got our USP and guarantee, making sure that their unique selling proposition is geared toward that new client base that we're targeting. The sales management system, obviously cash gap becomes more and more important, the cash gap plan, so that you're negotiating shorter terms on the receivable side and longer terms on the payable side. And then, obviously, all this falls below what we call a strategic plan. And so the plan kind of looks more at a long-term view includes key performance indicators, and really gets the business owner focused in on what's important day to day. We want to make sure that we've got not only the lag indicators, like looking at financials and cash flow statements and things like that, but that we are also focused in weekly on lead indicators. That is, what's happening today and this week, so that we can adjust our plan accordingly.
Yeah, that's amazing. Such good insight. And I want to point out something here. I actually remember writing a blog post about this back in 2008, and you just touched on it, which is right now in an expansionary environment, in a bull market, business owners are generally not too concerned about marketing and sales, because generally things come really easy. And so they're doing other things. So we can get really sloppy with our leading indicators, lead generation, conversion rates. We can take on clients that aren't good for our business, that can get us in trouble in a recessionary environment. But you're doing some really smart things with your client. You're getting them to pay attention to things that are going to matter, when we hit that bear market. And you said a couple other things the other day that I thought were really good when we're talking about this. You're doing a seminar, I guess you're doing a seminar upcoming, and you're going to be recommending a couple things. I forget some of the things you said. Being strong in cash, diversifying the customer mix. And you said something else, which is, hey, go get access to some additional capital lines of credit, while your credit looks good and the banks are, being a little more forthcoming with their lending, which I thought was a really good insight. And anything else on that? As a business broker, especially tuned into the banking industry?
I agree. Certainly, the workshop that we're doing focuses in, at least my part, focuses in on the preparing for the bear market. We have some other speakers that are focused in on, for example, technology and safety and things like that. But I do think it's important that you're focused in on your cash flow, that you're building up reserves in your bank account with your employees. If you've got weak links, that you're letting them go. You're strengthening your organization as a whole, and being cash strong to weather the next bear market, which on average I think they're lasting about 2 years.
Yeah, good. Well, Andy, your thoughts on this? What are you doing to prepare yourself, your clients? What are you seeing?
It's two separate questions, isn't it? What are we doing with the business, and then what are we doing with the clients? With the business, we are looking to, we've just signed up a new joint venture with another 1,100 potential customers in this week. So we've got access to another very enthusiastic, there we go. Try that again, the phone rang. We just signed up a new joint venture with 1,100 members who will let us market to all their members every month. They're giving us a full page of their magazine that goes out every month. And we're going to put some extra products together. For our own customers, in terms of customer retention, we're thinking of other things that, even if they do feel the pinch a bit, would make them stay with us even longer. So this morning, we've just negotiated a purchasing deal for our entire group through a German manufacturer of product at very, very preferential rates that they'll only be able to buy through us. And so those product combinations, we're going to go live in about 6 weeks' time. We're doing all the photo shoots for them as well. And then we're inviting them all to a workshop similar to Alan's to say how to protect your practice in a downturn. And then one of the things we'll do is, hey, look at all these you can buy from us now. So we've diversified a wee bit, and that was only a good idea yesterday morning. We sort of fine-tuned at the team meeting this morning. And I think one of my observations on what to do in a downturn is think fast, move fast, try stuff. In terms of our marketing plan, I think there's a tendency in a downturn for people to overdo the pain, to try and upset people too much. They say the disturbed prospect doesn't buy. Fair dues, we can disturb them, but there are ways of disturbing them. And certainly in our industry, the people who layer on the pain too much in their marketing are rejected by the customers. But we have changed the tone of what we're planning for Q2. For example, there's a big trade show that we are going to be at. And the backdrop is already produced and ready to go. It's in the office. And we scrapped it this morning. It was a picture of a couple on a beach, and it said, "Your business should be working even when you're not." And it's going to be replaced with somebody at the wheel of a ship weathering the storm. So the tone of the marketing and the messages can change. And we need to demonstrate that, yeah, these are tough times, but they're opportunities, and we have the master plan. We know what you can do to get around it.
Yeah. If anything, you're kind of leading the way in the UK because of the waves crashing upon your vessels. With you're kind of ahead of us. So hopefully we don't need to go into that mode before 2020 or 2021. But you're already showing us the way. So hey, we're nearly out of time. But so the last question for today, what would be your kind of best nugget of advice for now, business coaches specifically, as we head toward this bull market peak? We know the inevitable is coming. We hope it takes a couple more years, but we know it's coming. So Alan, I know you got to jump off here shortly, but man, your best nugget of advice for business coaches as we face the next couple of years.
Okay. Business coaches or brokers?
Well, you're both. So, however you see fit. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I just say on the broker side, right now we are all fat and happy. And fact is that, we are in a good position, but just keep in mind, some of you have been through some economic turndown, so you know this to be true. But for those that perhaps are newer brokers, now is the time to diversify your revenue stream as well. Coaching is a great add-on to your broker practice, and it gives you a new depth and a new dimension for those assignments that you do take on, those engagements that you take on. So I would just encourage you to diversify your revenue streams. Get ready, because it is coming sooner or later.
Very good. Very good thought. Andy, same question to you.
I think it's a case of acknowledging the fact that this will happen, but demonstrating that you have the master plan that will help people out of it. I think you have to do more than just say you're a coach. You have to be the guide. You have to be the person who says, just do this with me and I'll help you.
Right.
You have to demonstrate the expertise and your knowledge.
Yes.
And make people feel safe to be with you.
Beautiful. Well said. I think I'm gonna end our time together with just this thought. This is Vern Harnish. Many of us know who he is. We recommend that all of our clients read some of his book called Mastering the Rockefeller Habits, and we love his work. But he said this on the 10th of January 2019. Fear of a looming recession is dominating headlines, at least here in the U.S. My take: even if the global economy dropped by 5%, another great recession, we would still generate 76 trillion, which is last year's GDP. And I like what he says here. If you can't grab $1 million or $1 billion of this economic activity, it's your fault. So it says the key is to stay flush with cash or access to it, to Alan's point earlier, so you can weather any sudden losses, take advantage of the opportunities that surface. And these headlines give us permission to prune expenses, processes, et cetera. Do it now to start the new year. So, hey, let's be smart. Let's be optimistic. Let's do what Andy said. Let's be very comforting with our messaging, showing that we have the answers. Let's do what Alan said as well. Let's be smart, implement the right silver bullets in our own businesses with our own clients. And, we'll be the guys, and our clients too, left standing at the end of the next downturn when it comes our way. All right. Well, gentlemen, Alan, Andy, thanks so much for joining us on our little webinar today, Getting Ready for the Bear. Guys, you are rock stars. So thanks for sharing your time with our network today.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.